Howdy folks, Max Caveman here, bringing you to a little look through the Scarlet and Violet expansion through the Player's Guide. Now, you receive these in the Elite Trainer boxes, which I have just opened, and I've had a brief look through here, and I will actually say this, these books are better than before, I believe. Now, I didn't usually read through all of the books, but just with a quick glance through, I do quite like this. So we do get a brief explanation as to like the new EX mechanics and like evolution requirements. Terra EX, the errata for item cards, specifically tool cards, are no longer item cards with a subcategory. They are their own type of card now. Explains the illustration rares and stuff like that, with just a bit of information about certain cards, and we do get some almost deck ideas, which I think is actually really good. So we have a few ideas. This is one of the decks that I am looking to build. They call it Raw Fury, and it is the Dondozo Tatsugiri combo. Luckily, I already have full playsets from the build and battle kits, so I don't need too many more of those. But this does give you a bit of a look at what you could build, and that's actually quite good. A brief explanation card on cards to look out for. Always good to basically know that going ahead. And then we do move on to the main section that I usually focus on and have in the past, and that is the specific Pokemon cards in the new set. Now, with Scarlet and Violet base set, they have overhauled the rarity system. In the past, specifically Silver Tempest, we had 14 rarities in total. Now we are down to 8, which is a massive improvement. They did get rid of 2 specific rarities, those being the non-holo rares and the rainbow rares, which usually came in as a separate rarity altogether. And then the gallery cards, but what used to be the Trainer's Gallery and the Galarian Gallery, have now simply been referred to as illustration rares, which does tidy things up a little bit, I feel. So you can easily look through one of these by yourself, or look at a set list for Scarlet and Violet online. I'm simply using this as a main tool right now to basically indicate what I am looking for. Right off the bat, first page is the Cacnea Cacturn line, which is a deck that I feel like would work well with Chestnut V. Cacnea and Cacturn both have the ability to deal damage to your opponent when they hit you, so really good with the Chestnut, which also has that effect. But right off the bat, I do have the Scatterbug to Vivillon line, which I already have playsets of, like the Dondozo and Tatsugiri from the Build and Battle kits. I am going to be using that with this lovely Spidops EX and the Leafeon V VMAX. The whole idea is to increase retreat costs with Spidops, and then Spidops and Leafeon both deal damage based on the retreat cost of your opponent's Pokemon. So that is something that I am personally looking for to do. And I want to build a variety of decks, so maybe something with the new Arcanine card would be fantastic. Try and maximize the potential of certain cards. Another interesting thing is the Skeledirge. Was my starter in my Scarlet playthrough. Absolutely loved it in that. the card itself actually seemed promising, but I go off of what is at my local event, so this would be perfect to play down there. May not be for everyone, and that would be something quite interesting. A good energy attachment engine with the Quackavol line could easily be a splash in, much like the Sobble line with the shady dealings and stuff. So I think this could be a nice little 3-2 or 2-2-1 sort of line, just to get some of your Pokemon out. Now, my big focus is actually going to be on electrics. So there's the TCG and Dondozo. I primarily do like playing electric decks, so I am potentially going to be playing Magnezone with the Pour Me to Pour Mott and the Miraidon EX. Really interesting ideas in my mind about what I am going to do with it, but I have to wait and see. And another one is Bayonet here on the next page. I will be using Bayonet. I will be using Bayonet in a Psychic Fire deck revolving around Bayonet EX and Chandelure V. Specifically about unused trainer cards in your opponent's hands. So that will be something that I am definitely going to be messing around with. One thing I do want to mess around with is potentially this Houndstone. I do have a copy right here. Doing more damage for each psychic Pokemon in your discard pile, I feel like has potential to grow tremendously. With an 80 power base, that is going to cause issues, potentially taking one shots on stage 2 EXs and your VMAX V-Star combos. Basically, moving through this, the main things that are just sort of like additions to original existing strategies, such as Toxicroak going into my poison deck, that could work. But aside from just a random card that might be good, most of my effort, aside from the X's that the cards I've already said, is going to be on the trainer cards. Basically getting enough copies of a lot of staples, especially the Nest Ball, and I'm thinking with the Mesagosa, which allows you to search a deck for a Pokemon, can be rather useful. Another good card I feel like is Youngster, which will most likely be my Marnie replacement now that Marnie is just about to be rotated out. Now, at this part of the folder we do get to what I am most interested in, and that is the illustration rares. So we do get a bunch of these lovely looking illustration rares. I would love to get all of them. I know that I most likely won't, but we will see. Then we do move on to some full arts. An interesting little collection that I do have going is Professor's Research. So I do have 2 more full art Professor's Researches to get my hands on, and then we finish off with the special illustration rares, those being the EXs and trainer cards, before getting to the gold/secret cards. And what I've actually found quite interesting is this little bit here, basically showing you where certain versions of cards are. So you can get foiled versions of this Arcanine and, well, actually, these are different Arcanine and Dondozo cards that you can find in the 3-pack blisters, and then I'm assuming these are both different in the single pack blisters. But that has been my little look at the player's guide. Hopefully you did see this. I'm not going to be saying at the start of each video, like I normally do, what I am searching for. It's basically building up the EXs. I should get every common, uncommon, and rare, I hope, by the time I get through my case break, which I'm about to start. And then it is mainly those illustration rares, both the regular and special, that I am going to be hunting for. But that's the end of this video. Hopefully you did enjoy this little chat about the new set. I might do this for every set, just in general, because it is good to know. So from that, hopefully you are going to enjoy my Scarlet and Violet openings. But until then, have a good one, folks.